This is going to be another chalk paint tutorial video. I did one a few months ago when I redid my bedroom and it turned out really well and it was super easy, and I did a couple of other things since then. I've done my coffee tables, we did my daughter's kitchen table at her house. I don't even know, I've done a couple of things since then. I know I did my dresser. I really love chalk paint and how easy it is to use. And I'm also remodeling this room now. This was my son's nursery, and now he has moved on to one of the bigger bedrooms in the house, and we are going to convert his nursery into my home office because I work from home. I've worked from home for 11 years now, and I've always had little nook spots to work, and I've never had a dedicated office, and I'm really excited about this one. But the problem is I have the most expensive taste probably of anyone that I know. I don't know how it happens. I don't know how I was born with expensive taste like that, but you can put me in a room, tell me to pick out my favorite thing. It never fails. I will pick the most expensive thing. So I needed a desk, and this little black one you see right here, this one was just one I picked up off of, somebody was selling at a garage sale. I think it was like $30. I bought it so I could have something for real quick because I knew I wanted a larger executive style desk. And let me just quickly insert a picture right here of the one that I liked. Okay, so you see what my problem is? That desk is beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's wonderful. I just flip through, I find the one that I like, come to find out the one that I like is almost $1,600 or a little over $1,600. So that was not gonna work for us. What I did was I went on Facebook Marketplace, which is one of my most favorite places to shop these days because you know I'm all about saving money. I like nice things. I love nice things. I don't like to pay inflated, ridiculous prices for nice things. So I found this desk, ta-da, on Facebook Marketplace. The guy had it listed originally for $250, and I just kind of kept watching it. And for a week or two, he dropped it down to $150, and I was like, I want that desk. So we went and picked it up for $150, and let me show you some up-close details of the desk. Okay, so I found this desk for sale off of Facebook Marketplace actually, and it has the bones of the desk that I want. It's obviously not the color that I want, but it has the bones. It has all the detail that I wanted. We actually did this to it coming through the door, but it didn't matter because I knew we were going to be painting it and refurbishing it. But it's got the little cord hiders, and let me show you the drawers and things. Here are all the drawers. The bottom is a filing drawer. Yeah, it's easy to put on the track a little bit better. It's got a pull out extra little slot here. These already have some dividers like that are built in. I need to clean it up, but that's all part of what I'm gonna do. And having a keyboard tray was a really big deal to me, and the guy that was selling this one on Facebook actually told me it did not have a keyboard tray. So I had looked at Office Depot and I was gonna actually remove this tray and just have one installed, but he was wrong. You push these little things down on both sides and it easily converts into, I can't do it with one hand, but it easily converts into a keyboard tray. Let me see if I can show you. There we go. That's when you unlock these little locks, it turns into a keyboard tray that pulls out easily. And that's perfect for me. And then you just pop it back in and it locks in automatically. So if I didn't want a keyboard tray, I could use it as a drawer, but it is a keyboard tray. And like I said, these have little built-in dividers already. It's got another one back there. So, if you remember the picture I showed you of the desk that I wanted, it was, what was it, $1,500, $1,600. I got this one off of Facebook for $150. Now I'm going to chalk paint it, distress it, and make it look like the one I wanted. And I'm going to show you this too. See, it's got like Sharpie marker on it, and you know, it's obviously got imperfections, but none of this is going to matter with chalk paint, and I'm not going to have to sand it. I just get to clean it up, make sure there's no dust on it, and get started. See, that's a pretty deep one. My little boy's cars are gonna have to find a new place to play. All right, so now I've shown you the desk, and also, like I said, I'm redoing this whole room, but you see the walls have the striping on the bottom. That's because it was a nursery, but I do like the gray color of these walls, so I'm just going to change them to where the top, that's my little boy. I'll be right back. All right, so I am going to change that paint to where the top and the bottom are the same color. So that shouldn't cost me too much because I actually have some of that paint left over. I also want to get a nice rug for this floor and a new computer chair and some accent chairs. But really the whole tutorial is just to show you the desk. And let's go get started. I'm gonna go put on some ugly paint clothes that I can get dirty in. And I'm going to make this desk look like that expensive desk that I wanted. Hopefully. Let's go. All right, so for this desk, I'm gonna be using Annie Sloan Old White paint. This is actually a can that I had left over from other projects I did, so win-win. I didn't have to buy any more paint. And I'm gonna use a foam roller like this to do the big parts, the large top surface part of the desk. And I'm going to pour my paint out into a tray. This is actually a Reynolds bacon tray, the lid for the little aluminum disposable baking trays. And I'm just gonna pour some of the paint into here. That way, if any kind of dust or dirt or anything I pick up on the roller while I'm painting, I don't want to transfer it back to the paint. I want to make sure that my paint stays clean in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of this in here. And if you've ever painted with chalk paint before, you'll know a little goes a long way. So, let's go. Like this, where all the detail work is, where I can't get in with the big brush for my first layer, I'm going to use just this, I want to say it's a 1.5 inch foam brush, but it's got an angled tip like that. This angled tip is really important because it really helps get like in between here, spots like this right here. Like I'll be able, when I have paint on, I'll be able to get in there really easily. So I'm going to use this and get into all those spots and go ahead and finish up this first coat. I'm going to use the foam brush instead of the roller to get a more smooth and even look. And with chalk paint, if you've never used it before, it dries really quickly. So you don't have to wait 24 hours or overnight or anything like that before you start putting on your second coat. You can just get right to it as soon as it's dry. And like I mean, when I say really quickly, 20-30 minutes, it's completely dry and ready for its second coat. So I'm just going to go ahead and speed along and get this second coat put on. coats of paint on here, and I'm getting ready to distress it. And to distress it, I'm just going to be using this fine sanding block. And I'm going to show you as best as I can the way I do it. But basically, anything that raises, like these edges here, anything that comes up, that's what I'm going to lightly sand on. And then I'll do the waxing after I do the distressing. I'm going to be using the Annie Sloan Chalk Paint Wax Clear. And I've already opened it. This is how it looks. It looks really dense, like candle wax. Or maybe soap. So, here we go. Okay, so I'm actually using a sock for my waxing. And I like to do this because I can put my fingers in it and it makes it to where I can easily get down in the grooves like that. Annie Sloan makes a particular brush that is just made for waxing, and she also makes her own paint brushes. I find they're kind of costly, and I can do it just as well this way. But what you want to do is get your wax and just wipe it on. And it'll really brighten up the color some. Get it on there, and then with another cloth, you want to come back and wipe off the excess. The wax is gonna give your furniture that nice, soft, smooth feel instead of the dry, chalky feel. And it's gonna help protect it to where you'll be able to wipe it off easily and clean it later. Okay, as far as distressing, like the actual big part of the desk, like this is the front part, some of the detailing on the front. I want to hit all of these areas like this, the kind of the outline of the bones of the desk. And I don't want to hit them too hard. I'm just going to use this fine sanding block and just, it depends on how much distressing you want. You know, I don't want mine heavily distressed. I just really want the outline distressed. So just go through and do it until you have the amount of distressing that you want. I don't do, my personal preference, I don't do too much in these main areas like this. But I do like to hit all the bones, the outlines. Like here, I'll want to hit all this. If you'll notice right here, you'll see where it looks like there's a crack going down. That is actually just a gap between the wood. And I could get some like clear caulk or even painter's putty or painter's glue and fill that in and then paint over it. But I'm actually just gonna leave it. And if it drives me crazy, I'll go back and add that later. But for right now, I'm just gonna leave it. It's not driving me crazy, and it's just more of the outline of the detail on the desk. But I'll go ahead and keep doing my distressing. just finished distressing the whole desk, and you'll see my floor is pretty dirty. That's from the dust and everything, but all this is just a chalk-based paint. It is going to mop up easily. It's not going to damage my floors at all. But I'll just give you some close-ups of how I distressed it. I am really, really happy with the way it turned out. I do gotta add the wax to the rest of it all. And I'll show you some pictures of the back with the drawers and stuff too, but so far I'm really pleased with it, and it's just like what I wanted. Alright, here is the back of it.